So hey, do you feel comfortable sharing your name?
My name is Callista Lacey Kilpriest.
Cool. So I've seen you out here probably every night that I've been out here. So you're out here a lot. What are you doing out here?
Fighting for Portland like she fought for me. You know, I'm originally adopted from South America. So at 18 months old, I was adopted, and I was brought here at 22 months old. And then for 15 years, I was gone from Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington. I came back here. It gave me another lease on life to be able to restart my life and just lay a foundation here in Portland. And then I also got another lease on life here in Portland because of the professional wrestling community. What Portland has provided for me, I have to give back and fight for her because these people are doing shit illegally. Pardon my language.
You're good.
But I'm doing it in a way that's peaceful and showing people that we are not what the media perpetuates. I believe it's considered the style of protesting is legitimate protesting, which we use a lot of humor, and and this is what we're doing. We're just trying to get people that do not belong here out of here, and we're doing it in a humorous way. And at the end of the day, nobody should really fear a frog suit, dude. Walking the streets of Portland, and we're just too baked up out of our minds to really do anything out here anyways. We love Portland, and we're going to fight for her like she fought for us.
That's a great message, man. I did speak to the police earlier about assaults out here. There have been a few assaults, and the other side will often say that the protests are violent and that, especially at night, things get rowdy. But then when I interview your side, you say the violence is really from the state. When they come out with the pepper spray and the soldiers, how do you feel about that? Do you see violence on both sides, or?
I've only seen the violence up on ICE side because they're like pushing people. They're like trying to go after the ones that they deem that are weaker. And so like a day or two ago, I was out here. One of my friends who was blind, they got violently pushed by them. So I went around and I said to the security team, I was like, to the whatever ICE agent motherfucker, I was like, yo, let me take care of this. You're not going to touch me. Let me take care of this. I stared him straight in the eye. I said, listen, let's get this thing taken care of. Got him up on the side. I just stand post. And, that's what I'm doing is I'm posting myself between the people that they're going to deem weak to them. And if they're gonna touch somebody, they're gonna have to touch somebody that's.
So you feel like you're out here as a defender, almost to keep the peace
in a peaceful way. But if it comes to a certain line and they get too violent, then we do have a right to defend ourselves.
Have you personally been assaulted at all? Have you experienced any violence?
I've had a couple of these officers like shove me yesterday and stuff like that, and I've seen them go after people who are just doing peaceful shit, here. And they're doing it because they feel their power is more superior than everybody else's. And Trump is doing this because he wants to come back with a vengeance because he couldn't get the job done during his first term. And he's making everybody pay. And even his own side of the party's getting sick and tired of this shit.
So, speaking of Trump, he designated Antifa as a terrorist organization.
Okay,
Some
let
people,
me tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
We are not an organization. We do not have a headquarters. It's just a bunch of people gathering together, and you want to call it Antifa and make it an organization.
Do you identify as Antifa, or no?
I'm just a unicorn hat chicksta.
That's a no.
No, I'm just here, just doing my thing. Antifa is just a made-up thing that the government wants to make up against protesters to make them feel superior, so they can look at us as violent, but we're not. Look, we've got like unicorn suit dudes out here, frog suits, Porsche, and now they're shooting like they're. Yeah. See, that's where the violence is coming in from. And
what was that?
It was one of those. Like those paintball guns that have like the powder. Yeah, the mace powder shit.
You shot them with the cops?
Yeah, and it's just. But at the end of the day, we're gonna eventually win. But I also have to say, what if I told you that the right wing and the left wing belong to the same bird? all government lying to us. And these are the people that see past that veil.
Oh, that smoke is coming here.
So I'm gonna get going.
Yeah, one more question for you. Do you, what do you believe the other side wants? You mentioned they come out with their flags, and do you think they support fascism, or what do they want?
They support fascism, and I don't see them as real patriots. Because if they voted for a person who's treasonous...
Yep, we can get back. That was strong.
So they support Trump, and when they wear that red hat, they're supporting a cult of ignorance and racism and of hate. And when they wear that red hat, they're saying, yeah, we support pedophilia and we support abuse against women. J.D. Vance has a wife who is of native descent, and he doesn't do anything to defend her. What makes you red hat MAGA people think he's going to give a fuck about you? Same with Trump. Same with everybody up in that White House. They don't give a fuck about us. So us as the people have a right to assemble and overthrow a tyrannical government. And they don't want to teach us that shit in schools because they want to keep us blind and ignorant.
Okay, last question for you, man. Thank you for talking to me. You got now 4,500 people watching you. A lot of people are confused by the news and the bias, and they want to understand what's going on out here. So, what's your message to people at home?
So, this is what I say to the people. Come to Portland and see that it's still a beautiful city. It's just us weirdos over here smoking weed, tripping on this and that, having fun. And no, we're not a bunch of violent people over here. We just care about our city, and we're using a form of humor to combat against the seriousness that's going on, to cut through that tension. And if I can advocate for Portland, Oregon, out of every place that I've ever lived in, Portland, Oregon is the best place ever, because it's allowed me to be me, because it sees me, it hears me, and she's a beautiful city.
Thank you so much for talking to us, man. I really appreciate you. Be safe out here, okay?
You're welcome.
Thank you.